All right, well, welcome to our spring survival guide session. I'm Latrice, and it is April. You might be going, it's called our spring break survival guide. And whether or not you're going on spring break or you are just excited that the weather has finally, maybe, hopefully shifted to warmer temps and we no longer days. But with that comes a shift sometimes in our skin. And we're going to talk a little bit about six things to that we might need to adjust when it comes to our skincare routine in the spring. All right. And so we'll talk a little bit about a few products that we can suggest to you. I'll share even a couple things that I know that I personally do. We have a live studio audience. So as we go through it, if you have questions or, tips, please feel free to drop them in the chat because we will share those with our audience, okay? Our replay audience as well. So we are glad you are here today or you're watching the replay. And make sure you let your beauty consultant know that you are checking this out. Maybe text her the word spring survival guide. All right. So we're excited for that. So the first thing is when we're thinking about the spring and needing to make adjustments because of seasonal changes, here is the first element to focus on, and that is exfoliation. Okay. And this isn't something that, you're like, well, I have to exfoliate in the winter. Right. But we still want to keep that going as the spring time comes. Because as winter skin sheds, we want to use like a gentle exfoliation to help those new cells just kind of come to the forefront and have that fresh glow. So, what are some things that are good for exfoliation, for gentle exfoliation? And the first thing I'm going to share with you is one I don't always talk about. All right. And this is our exfoliating scrub, okay, from the Mary Kay skincare line. All right. And this is a scrub that, I mean, if you have a preteen, a tween, this is good for their age group as well. Okay. Or if you have really sensitive skin and you're like, wow, everything else, like I can't do microdermabrasion. I can't, I haven't tried the facial peel. This is maybe your introduction into exfoliation. Even the price point could be a good introduction because it just is 20. Okay. And so this is something you can use 2 to 3 times a week. And again, I'm just going to show it to you because it kind of has like, you're like, oh, is that really like you can see these little bit of the little beads. It's like a little scrub, right? But it's gentle. All right. And it's just going to work in to the skin. And I actually have put some foundation on this hand. So it's actually going to take off this foundation I had. I wanted to try out something new coming and I put it on the back of this hand earlier. So we're now just exfoliating it off. All right. But you can see the little bit of like beads or scrub, right? And so again, that's nice and gentle. I really actually like that. I'm going to try that on I haven't tried this one, you guys, on my face. So that's going to be the next one. I need to do an exfoliation. I was going to do my facial peel tonight, which we'll talk about, but now I'm going to just go ahead and use this scrub from the Mary Kay line. I didn't use, I have a little water here. We're going to do this campfire style today. All right, we're going to keep it real old school. I have water I was sipping on. I'm going to dip literally a tissue in here and just rinse that off. We just keeping it real. Because if you're rocking with us, watching the replay of this on YouTube, then you are a friend of our conversations about all things skincare. All right, so then we just took that off. Okay, so that is a nice gentle, it didn't feel rough on my skin. It's really good. Again, if you just are like, I need something simple, I need something for sensitive skin, I need something easy, I need something cost effective, then I'm going to recommend the exfoliating scrub from the Mary Kay skincare line, which if you used to use botanicals, if you remember that brand that Mary Kay had, this is now its upgrade. All right. But then it's big sister. All right. We would be remiss to not talk about some of the OGs when it comes to exfoliation. All right. And that is our microdermabrasion set. All right. So this has the aluminum oxide crystals, the same like medical grade ingredients. Like when you go to the spa, when you go to the dermatologist, you have your microderm refine. Okay. And so again, you can use this twice a week. I like to suggest using it in the shower because it is very granular and you want to make sure you get all the grit off of your face. All right. So this is going to definitely feel more granular than the exfoliating scrub. And so this is great if you're also looking for some anti-aging in addition to exfoliation, all right? And then you can pair that with the pore minimizer to just reset that new fresh skin that was revealed. And that is for the person who likes a physical exfoliation, either using microdermabrasion or the exfoliating scrub. But if you're someone that's like, I don't really want to feel the grit and the granular, then we're going to suggest the facial peel, the Time Wise Repair Revealing Radiance Facial Peel. My personal favorite, probably one of my top, probably like my second. Is it my number one? This might be my favorite Mary Kay product. Yeah, because this takes off 3 layers. I see some head nods from the studio audience, right? This takes off 3 layers of dead skin. And the key with this one, though, y'all, is you just got to make sure it's at that timer. Set the timer, right? Because you just need this on for 10 minutes. I've had sometimes people say, why? I like kept on for 12, 13. One time someone told me they kept on for 20 minutes. I'm like, no, don't do that. Please don't do that. Because she was saying how her skin was feeling real like woo from it. It's like because you kept on for 20 minutes, right? So it's really key to set it like, set your watch, set your phone 10 minutes, rinse it off because it's a gel. It just like melts into the skin. So you want to set the timer because you forget it's on. Okay. But this is glycolic acid, which again is going to really like loosen all that dead skin, 3 layers of dead skin. But also if you deal with acne prone skin, it's really going to help to reduce breakouts. It's also going to help if you have scarring to like fade some of the the scarring that's left from acne, hyperpigmentation. There's so many other benefits. I know we're talking about exfoliation, but these are just some add-ons. We talk oftentimes, if you've ever come on our Pedi Spa session, you can use this on your feet. It's about to be sandal season. I mean, people had sandals on today, actually, right? Because it's getting warm. So get those heels ready so they're not crusty and dusty. It takes all that dead skin off the feet as well. So exfoliation is part of your spring break survival guide, all right? We want to exfoliate, keep everything nice and smooth. Okay. I mean, you can use it on your elbows if they're feeling rough or just anywhere I mean, you can probably use them on your knees. I've never tried that, but just anywhere where you need a little bit extra zhuzh. All right. So exfoliation, you have some options. And as we're going through here, you can take notes. Maybe you're texting your consultant saying, yeah, I need that. That's on my wish list. I need that on my must-have list. Sometimes it's even a refresher because you forgot about certain things Mary Kay has along those lines. So we got you covered. All right. What's the second key for springtime, your survival guide for your skincare? Hydration. All right. Hydration is key. I mean, I was sipping on water just a little bit ago. So, of course, we want to be upping our water intake. It goes beyond just our skincare. Your hydration starts with what you take into your system. I mean, drinking. Now we're getting into the good fruits. I call it the fruits I really like season, right? Strawberries and grapes and all those will be coming back into season. So our fruits, our veggies, water, right? But when it comes to our skincare, hydration, and it starts honestly with your skincare routine. All right. So getting your hydration from a skincare routine. And we have a variety of skincare routines, but I'm going to just talk really quick about the Miracle Set and then its big sister, which is the Repair Set. But having a moisturizer for your skin type is really key. And the key as well, I'm just looking at my notes here, you want to use something that's a lightweight moisturizer that's going to retain hydration without feeling heavy. Okay, so that's a key that people look for in a good regimen is I don't want it to feel heavy. I don't want to feel like there's something on my face. And y'all can drop it in the chat. When you put on the moisturizer, how does it feel? Does it feel like it is sitting on your skin or does it feel like it's soaking into your skin? Does it feel like it's hydrating your skin? And again, it depends on your skin type. So if you are more normal to dry, you want a more hydrating moisturizer. Okay. And so we've got you covered with our normal to dry Miracle Set. And then also the Time Wise Repair is kind of geared toward, I feel like when you need more hydration as our skin changes, because when we're going through our changes as women, perimenopause, menopause, your skin may shift even more and what worked for you before may not work the same. And also, would you not agree? Sometimes like what worked last week, you might have to change it up another week when you're in just a different phase of life. Okay. What's happening? medication can also change our skin. And so what maybe you're on a medicine that has just shifted things in your body. And so now you were oily before, and now all of a sudden nothing feels like it's hydrating your skin enough. So you're looking for more moisture to soak into your skin. So this is in the Time Wise formula. We have it in combination oily, which is this one. You can tell by the stripe on the back. This one's purple, but it also tells you it says combination to oily. Or if someone is normal to dry, you would get the normal to dry. Do I have one here? Yes. The normal to dry moisturizer. All right, normal to dry. And it says it right there. So the key is having that for your skin type, right? As someone who's more oily, I get that T-zone right here. And so I'm looking for something to just literally help balance the skin. When you are more oily and you're thinking maybe, oh, I don't really need to use moisturizer. I did that. I was good about it in the winter time. And I will just be blunt about that because I've had a lot of my customers be really good about their skincare in the winter because they have to. And then all of a sudden, when the weather gets better, they're like, maybe I'll do it every so often. And we're going to encourage you to keep that good habit of washing your face and hydrating it, even in the spring and summer months. Even though we're like thinking we're getting, I'm feeling oily or already, you still want to keep your regimen because when we don't keep a good regimen, it creates more oil. Your skin actually gets dehydrated, which creates more oil. And it's like this vicious cycle. So we want to really hone in on hydration. And the other thing that's a good hydration product is our new hydrating cream mask. Okay. And so this is really good as well because you can use this under your makeup. It's a rinse-free mask. Okay, so you can use it during the daytime. You can wash your face and then put this on and then put your foundation on after that if you're looking for more hydrating skincare. Or if you are more common to oily like me, I like to use this at night. Okay, and put this on right underneath my moisturizer before I go to bed. Okay, and then it kind of does its thing while I'm sleeping and then just helps your skin look more supple, more fresh because it is getting the hydration that it needs. All right. So the other thing that's recommended when you're looking for hydration is to use something with hyaluronic acid. And so this isn't a moisturizer, but I do want to point it out from the Clinical Solutions line. This is our HA and ceramide hydrator. This is a booster. Okay. So boosters are designed to have specific ingredients that do specific things. Okay. And so this HA ceramide hydrator, I call it blue because literally the lettering on here is blue. And you can use this right after you wash your face. Okay. So you would wash your face, put your booster on clean, fresh skin, and then you could do your moisturizer or if you were using another serum. But hyaluronic acid is really good for just helping the skin, again, like just the plumping of the skin. And those ingredients are just super key to give you more skin benefits. And again, this is the one that every skin type can use, right? HA Ceramide Hydrator, Clinical Solutions. I like it because it has the little dropper, so you can have portion control. You don't need a lot of it, and you can use it morning and night. All right, so that's step number 2. We talked about exfoliation, we talked about hydration. And so what is the third part of your spring survival guide? Sunscreen. Yes, we need to have that sunscreen. We need to have that protection. And so no matter what our skin color is, do we need sunscreen if we have more melanin? Absolutely, right? Do you need sunscreen if you're more fair? Yeah, absolutely. Do you need sunscreen if you're in between? Absolutely. Everybody needs sunscreen, okay? And of course, the days are getting longer, so maybe we're exposed to the sun more often. You might need to reapply sunscreen throughout the day. And of course, from the Time Wise line, the Time Wise Repair line, there's a built-in sunscreen into your regimen. This is the Daytime Defender with SPF 30, right, from the Time Wise Miracle Set. There's also a daytime moisturizer with SPF in the Time Wise Repair line. But if you have a sensitivity, perhaps, to like, maybe you're not using either of those lines, we even have a mineral sunscreen that you can use with SPF 30. And then let's not forget the body. We have to take care of using sunscreen all over our body. And I grabbed because I use this sunscreen. My personal one's downstairs, but this is our SPF 50. This is actually a sunscreen you can use on your face and your body. So this could be for the family, right? You got to put it on the kids, right? Put it all over them going on vacation. Even if you're not, like you're just in the car running errands, they need to have sunscreen. Maybe they play sports, they need sunscreen. If you get your nails done, ladies, you need to put sunscreen on your hands before you go and you're under that little lamp. Did you know that? Did you know that's important to like to protect the hands before you get your nails done, professionally where you aren't going under the UV lamp? So I started keeping either mom, my mother and I, one of us has some with us before we go get our nails done because that also is exposing you to more UV light. All right. So sunscreen, face, head to toe. You want to, any skin that's being exposed. I know as somebody who's outside for doing my walks and stuff a lot of times, now that it's getting warmer and I had to, for the first time, I was wearing no like sleeves. This is what I wore for my walk, right? So I didn't do it today. I will make sure I do it going forward, but I usually put this on my arms before because I already have my face covered with our skincare, but I use it on my neck. So your face literally is from here to like the décolleté. So like whatever you're putting on your face, you want to put it all through this area because this area ages as well. But for my body, I love to use our sunscreens. Very lightweight and easy. And you're just making sure you're taking care of your skin to protect against UV damage. All right, moving right along. Number 4, antioxidants. That's part of our springtime survival guide. All right. So the fortunate thing is, honestly, if you're using one of our anti-aging regimens like the Miracle Set or the Repair Set, you already have antioxidants built into that already. So it's not feeling like you have to add an extra thing. But if you're looking for an extra little thing to take it to the next level, I'm going to recommend to you. I have a lot of little things here at my desk right now, y'all, but the one I'm going to talk about is our serum C and E. It's our Replenish Serum C and E because vitamin C helps to combat environmental stressors. All right, so all the yucky stuff, all the bad stuff, all the pollution, those big old trucks go past you on the highway and they're kicking up stuff and it's landing somewhere, right? So we want to protect our skin and the serum C and E. Oh, I love this. This is part of my daytime routine. So for me, usually I wash my face, I'll use my booster, and then I put the serum C and E on, right? And then my moisturizer. And so the best way I can describe it, even though like it says it helps to combat environmental stressors, but it also just keeps the face just feeling kind of more like fresh, more buoyant. And I've had customers tell me that once they added this, because you can be on the Miracle Set, and then after some time, your skin's still just feeling like, all right, I feel like I need something else. What else do I need? And I had a customer who added this, and then she paired it with our booster. I didn't bring the right one, but it's a booster we have called our ferulic and niacinamide brightener. I call it orange, but it really is designed to help with like hyperpigmentation and just to help brighten the skin. So when you pair it with the serum C and E, like it's like a dynamic duo. All right. And so again, we're just going through this for our survival guide because again, you might be isolating specific things you're dealing with. And if it's been a while since you've had a one-on-one with your beauty consultant, hit her up, send her a message, and let her know, you know what, I do need to have some one-on-one time with you. She's going to work with you to do your updated skin analyzer session with her. And then literally you can customize a routine. And some of these things we talked about might likely be included. And will create something that is designed for you and even designed for how much time you're willing to invest. Because all of this, even though we're talking about it, it doesn't take all day. Even with all these little steps, I promise you, it probably takes me like 5 minutes to do this in the morning and at night, and maybe a little longer if I do a mask, right? But it is definitely worth it for those long-term goals. All right, so antioxidants, get it through your regular skincare line, and for some extra zhuzh, extra credit, uses something like a serum C and E or the ferulic niacinamide brightener. All right. All right. Last thing, or last couple of things, lightweight products. All right. This was actually suggested for, I actually put it through. And here's what I think is funny. I'm going to be real. I'll ask Chat GPT sometimes, hey, what do you recommend? What are some things suggested? So it's not just like seeming like we're just telling you what Mary Kay is saying. I literally asked it, what skincare is key to use in spring? And it's giving me these specific things. And I was like, how cool though that we already have things that cover that, right? So this one about lightweight products, it says consider switching to lighter formulas such as gel-based cleansers or oil-free moisturizers. Isn't that interesting, right? And that is what is available to you with a Mary Kay skincare line. I was talking with a friend who, has used Mary Kay products for a long time. And then she admitted, she was like, I've been kind of just experimenting with some other brands, right? And trying out some different things. And then her daughter was doing that too, her teenage daughter. Her daughter said, can we just go back to our Mary Kay? I'm tired of experimenting. I want to go back to what works. She knows it works. This is a teenager, okay? And even her mom said, yeah, actually, yeah, I do. Because she wanted to just see after years and years of using Mary Kay, like what else is out there? And we're not saying there's not good skincare out there, but she has admitted it's not as good as what she has had access to for years. And so I bring that up because I love that our products feel light on our face. And it is easy when you've used something for a long time to just get used to it and be like, well, what else? Does everything else feel light? And it doesn't. Like I really love that even though I have a full face of makeup on, it doesn't feel like I do, right? It just feels really light. And I love like my cleanser is gel based with the combination oily. I love that my moisturizer just feels like it's just soaking into my skin and it feels really light. And that's why you get a person that comes with your products because we will customize the routine for what you're looking for your skin type, for your needs as we shift from maybe where we could get away with just washing our face and moisturizing, where now it's like, I need a little bit more. It's time for a little bit more, or I need to upgrade from that miracle set to the time wise repair. It's time to use the big girl skincare, right? And so your beauty consultant will guide you through that and make sure you're still loving your skin and your skincare routine. Last but not least, the last part of the skincare survival guide that's suggested is we want to adjust for allergies. All right. And when I saw this, I was like, yes, because I don't know about anybody else, but even just a few days ago, I was starting to feel itchy. I said, oh, spring is coming. I'm gonna have to start using my Claritin and like just the things that happen. Does anybody get nasally and you just start feeling like stuffy and hay fever or whatever? And if you do have seasonal allergies, the suggestion is to consider using products designed to soothe and protect sensitive skin. And again, I just was like, this is where Mary Kay skincare just fits right in because when you look at a lot of our skincare products, it will tell you it's designed for sensitive skin. Okay. So a lot of the consultants on here, I'm sure you will agree, we've had conversations with people where they'll be like, I just, everything breaks me out, or I just have to use soap and water, or I just use water only, right? And if you are that person that's super duper sensitive, you can baby step your way with the Mary Kay skincare line because you're getting a good cleanser, you're getting a moisturizer. If you want to add the exfoliation from that, or if you need a toner, it's designed for the person who's like, I really just was on the soap and water plan, right? But then if you're like, I do need some anti-aging, but I have sensitive skin, the Miracle Set will take care of those concerns for you. And again, everything is designed. Our scientists do so much work. I mean, they'll give us all the details. And honestly, sometimes all of that's overwhelming to us as consultants because we're like, woo, that's a lot of technical details. But I appreciate that they give us all of that information to just help us feel confident in sharing that with our customers, our clients, that they've got you in mind when they put together our skincare. And they spend a lot of time, don't they? A lot of years, a lot of research before they will debut a new product. They will update formulas. We recently had an update to our retinol. We had a retinol product that debuted a few years ago. And then they said, you know what, we can make it better. And they did. They decided to take it from one that you had to take 8 weeks to get your skin retinized and said, no, we're going to create a daily retinol product that will really give you even more benefits and the results will be quicker than before. And it's something you can start using every day so that you'll actually use it instead of being like, is it the day I'm supposed to use it? It feels like it's like a science project that you're doing with your skincare, right? Versus let me just be able to squirt this on my face and keep it moving. All right. But again, if you have allergies, if you have sensitivities, if maybe something was working for you before and now it's not, this is why you want to check in with your beauty consultant because we got you covered. And with those tips of for the key to having your survival guide for spring, remember, just as to recap, number one, exfoliation. All right, having some type of exfoliation or maybe switching it up. That's the other thing we want to suggest to you is if you've been in a rut, maybe it's time to try something new. As consultants, some of us just finished a 4-week training program where we were going through our whole product line so we could learn about what product does what and how to just be better as a beauty consultant for you as our client, right? So exfoliation. And consultants were trying new things that they hadn't tried before. They were learning about products that they've heard about, but just hadn't used. All right. The second step is hydration, right? Making sure we're taking care of hydrating our skin morning and night. Maybe you need to do a little extra hydrating mask a couple times a week. 3, sunscreen, so important. And that's from head to toe, right? We don't want to neglect, taking that sunscreen and for the family members as well. If you have children in sports, you really want to make sure they're using a good SPF 50 sunscreen, like if they're outside exposed to the elements. Number 4, antioxidants, right? Having those ingredients that are designed to help keep the bad stuff out and keep the good stuff in. The other thing I forgot to talk about that helps with that is the barrier restore, which basically just acts like a screen. The best way I can describe it is just like you might have a screen on your door to keep the flies because these bugs are coming. They are just ready. They are just, oh, there was a bee flying around me today. I was like, really? The bees are just ready to come on. Okay, but just like you have a screen to keep those flies from coming in your house, hopefully, we need a screen sometimes for our face to keep the bad stuff from like coming to inside those pores and everything. And the barrier restore, it's really good for that, whether you have normal to dry, combination oily. If you're acne prone, it really helps to keep the bacteria from like coming in. I really have been enjoying that. That's part of the clinical solutions line. So if you're like curious about that, wanting to know more, ask your consultant. She can send you like even a little fact sheet about it. And then we just want to make sure we're using lightweight products. That's number 5, something light and fresh. So we feel like it's not weighing on our face. And the last thing is adjusting for our seasonal allergies. And that's why it's nice to check in with your consultant seasonally. Maybe it's time for that spring summer check-in before the weather gets all hot and you're feeling super oily and like an oil slicker right now. So you can just make those little tweaks with your skincare and even with your makeup because there is something new coming really soon. And we want to make sure we get that skincare together because this new thing coming, this updated thing that's coming is going to go right hand in hand with that. So you're going to be taking some of the most fabulous pictures. It's going to look like you have a filter on but you won't need a filter. All right. I am wearing that product. Do you know what it is? Okay. The consultants know what it is, but for our customers, I'll just tell you, because it's honestly not a secret. We're getting an updated foundation. And I'm wearing the new foundation. It is fabulous. I really, really, really like it. I do. And we want to make sure we give you the perfect match. So we're going to have an event coming up on oh my goodness, it's gonna be on the 16th, actually, on Thursday the 16th. It's all about finding your perfect match. And even though we're not going to be focused on the new line of foundation, we want to get your perfect match now with the current formula because once we have that, we'll be in great position to transition you into that new one when that comes out in a few weeks. Okay, so you heard it here first. If you watch this all the way to the end, right, a new product, an updated product to a favorite is coming. We can't wait to have you try it out. As our clients, we're going to be looking for people to give us feedback on getting your perfect match. And also with our skincare, we love that you love your Mary Kay. And thank you for taking time to check us out tonight. So we hope to see you on our next event. We'll see you soon.